Hello everyone, welcome back. So we have some new information that is being leaked out from the gun controllers that the new ATF regulations that are going to be coming out on the frames and receivers are going to be targeting the manufacturers, okay? So as I have been saying in previous videos, what I suspect they're going to do is they're going to require manufacturers to put serial numbers on the slides, okay? And then the distributors will only be able to ship them to an FFL, right? The way, firearms, fully completed firearms are sold today. Now, this is not going to affect polymer 80s that you have already built. It's not going to affect the parts that you have already bought. But the point of control here, right? Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to focus on a choke point, right? That is easiest to control. So they know it's really hard to control you, right? To control me, to control, all the thousands and probably millions of peoples out there, people's out there like us. So they're not trying to go after each of us individually and try to control us. What they're going to do is they're going to go after the manufacturers, who there's a limited number out there. I mean, how many companies are out there that make slides? Okay, I mean, what, 50? At most, maybe 100 at most. So it's a lot easier to control 100 slide makers, right, versus the millions of you guys out there. So what I think they're going to do, and what all the indications are from information that's being leaked out, they're going to require that the manufacturers put serial numbers on their slides, all right, and then those slides will only be able to ship to an FFL, right? Same way, like if you purchase a completed frame, or a completed lower for an AR, the same way that has to ship to an FFL. And basically no distributor, no seller is going to ship it to your house, right? Because they just don't want to have this headache with the ATF. If they do that, they're going to do the same thing with the slides. They're going to require that the slides have a serial number and they ship to an FFL. You got to go there, you got to do the background check. This is not going to, at this point anyway, it's not going to affect the polymer 80s that you have built or all the parts that you have accumulated. It's not going to affect that. If you have the parts and you build them at some point in the future, it's not going to affect that. They're not going to be going after that because it's just too much effort. They're trying to control the future production of these personally made firearms, and it's kind of the same way they force people to pay taxes. Okay, because if you think about how they make people pay taxes, they make the employer, right, who's like a third party, a disinterested third party, really, because the employer doesn't care if you pay taxes or don't pay taxes. They force the employer with penalties to collect taxes out of your paycheck. Okay, so that's how they make sure that you pay your taxes. And even, let's say you fill out a W-4 that says that you have 20 dependents. Okay, and let's say you fail to file a tax return at the end of the year. What they're going to do is, if you fail to file a tax return, ultimately they'll come up with some assessment of what they think that you owe, and then they'll go back to your employer and they'll garnish your paycheck. Okay, so they're going to take the money that they think they're owed out of your paycheck. They're going to have your employer do that directly. So when it comes to stuff like this, they don't try to enforce it directly from you. They go up one level, right, to the entity above you. So in the case of your employer, they go to your boss and they force him to take taxes out of your paycheck. So the same thing with the guns. They're not going to try. For now, it doesn't seem like they're going to try and force you to get these serialized and registered. What they're going to do is they're going to go up one level or two levels to the manufacturer, force them to put a serial number on them, and then force the distributors to only ship to an FFL. And here's the thing: the distributors, the manufacturers, they're running a business. They're really not going to want to tangle with the with the ATF, right? So they're going to comply. So it doesn't matter how we feel about it, right? If the distributors are not shipping this to your house, if they're only going to ship it to an FFL, then the only way you're going to get a slide in the future is to have it shipped to an FFL and go do the background check. Okay, so what's the solution to this? Buy now. Okay, buy as much as you can now. Buy for yourself, for your kids, for your grandkids. Now, if you're looking at this and you're saying to yourself, well, that's a whole lot of money to be spending in a very short period of time, and prices have gone up a lot ever since they said that they're gonna change the frames and receiver rules. But here's the thing, all right? Right now it's the end of March of 2022. The rules are coming out. These changes are going to come out in April 22, next month. Okay. After April 2022, you've got the rest of your life to save money, right? Because you're not going to be able to buy unserialized slides, okay? There's a good chance they might go after the barrels too, right? There's a good chance that they may also require, because in the proposal they said that they're changing the definition of a firearm, right? It used to be just the lower. They're changing the definition to include the part that contains the firing pin and completes the firing action. Okay, so that's definitely the slide which has the firing pin, and it could also be the barrel, right? And if you look at a factory Glock, I mean, they've got serial numbers on the frame, they have a serial number on the slide, and they also have a serial number on the barrel. So it's not an impossible thing to do, and they're probably looking to that as the model for going forward. Okay, so this is most likely what's going to happen. And here's the thing: whatever money you got, max out your credit cards, get the slides, get the frames, get barrels, get them now. Okay. Also get yourselves some AR uppers. Okay. I've been this week I've got a whole bunch of AR uppers coming in. So yeah, this is also going to include the AR uppers, where before you could just order an AR upper, have it shipped to your house, right? A complete upper. Now, that's going to have to, most likely it's going to have to go through an FFL. Now, is this going to be challenged in courts? Yes, it will be challenged in courts. But here's the thing: this could take years, right? The courts are still undecided on the bump stock ban from like 3 years ago. Okay, so the Supreme Court hasn't looked at that. Okay, I don't know if they will, if they won't. I don't know, but that's from 3 years, and that's still undecided. So I would say it's going to take at least 3 years before it's decided whether or not the ATF has the power to create laws, right? Because that's basically what they're doing here. They're making laws. So it's going to take a long period of time. In that period of time, I suspect that a lot of these companies that are now making the slides, they're going to disappear. So if you like having fancy slides, right, like this one over here, right, it's got these beautiful cuts, right? If you like fancy slides, now's the time to get it, because a lot of these companies, they're not going to be able to wait through this whole, process where it goes through the courts. Now, is there a chance that the courts might put a stay on this action by the ATF? Yes. I'm hoping Texas leads the way. I mean, they seem like they got it, or Florida. Those seem to be two very pro-gun states that have good leadership at the governor level. So yeah, I hope so, but I wouldn't hang my hat on that. The thing to consider with these judges, right, at all levels in all states, they work for the government. Okay, the very concept of law is power. It's control. Okay, so I don't have a whole lot of confidence in judges making, coming out with decisions that reduces the power of government of which they are a part of. Okay, so the safest thing that you can do right now: buy frames, buy slides, buy barrels, buy AR uppers, max out your credit cards, because hey, listen, you got the rest of your life to save money. Okay, you're probably never gonna be able to come back to this point in time right now where you can just get on your phone, go to one of these websites, go to Optics Planet, or go to AIM Surplus, or go to JSD Supply, or go to Armor Ally, or who's another one I really like? The one that I got this slide from. ADP builder, right? That's where I got this slide from. You're never going to be able to come back in time to this point over here where you can just get on your phone and then bang, 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 order frames, order slides, order barrels, and then just have them shipped to your house. And same thing with the AR uppers, right? So this is it. This is your last chance. We know that this is coming out in April. I'll put a link below. Check it out in the comments. I hope for the best, but I'm preparing for the worst. Okay, so thanks for watching. I'll talk to you all soon. And if you're not a member of the channel, subscribe so we can stay in touch. And also, I have a Facebook group called Building Polymer 80s before the April 2022 deadline. Get on that so we can talk. And if you got any questions about your build, you can you can get in there. You can upload videos. I can look at it and I can help you get your help you build your Polymer 80s. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.